Hey guys, welcome to the third episode in this series, US LLC formation for non-US residents. And in this video, we're going to get hands-on and create our US LLC using Busy. I'm going to show you everything from start to finish, how you do this for yourself. You watch me pay for my LLC and set up my LLC. I'll show you the dashboard, everything. So you want to stick with me to the very end. And also, if you love stuff like this, how to improve your online business, if you're a freelancer or whatever you do on the internet, you want to learn about productivity and your personal finance. If you like all that stuff, subscribe and like the video so that the algorithm will understand that we're having a lot of fun here. Okay, let's get into the video.
Let's do this thing.
Of course, we're going to use Busy, aka Inkfile, and the link will be in the description. It will most likely be an affiliate link, and if you use that, I would really appreciate you guys. Okay, so on the website, of course, they say that they're the same ink file with a fresh new name. So you can scroll around and read about the company and maybe check them out on Trustpilot and hear what other people are saying. But yeah, we're just going to head on and click on Get Started. We can proceed to select our entity type. And for this, I'm just going to simply select LLC. Of course, that's what we're creating. We're not doing an S Corp or a C Corp or something like that. Maybe in another video, I'll talk about those. And then we proceed to select our state. If you've seen the previous videos, you know that I want to go with New Mexico. And when I select New Mexico, we have three packages here. We can pay $50, we can pay $249 or $349. Now, for those who live in the US, who are US residents or US citizens, this might come in handy for you. You can use the first package and pay only $50. And for this, they're going to prepare and file the articles for you. They will do the name search, be your free registered agent for a year, and unlimited phone and email support. But that's for those who live in the US. But for people like us who live outside of the US, who are non-US residents, of course, that's what this video is for. The best package for you will be the $249 package or the gold package. And for this package, we're going to get everything done for us that we need. So what we're really paying is $199 and then $50 state fee. So $199 is going to Busy. And then we're going to get stuff like name search as well, free registered agent service, which we need. And most importantly, the EIN tax number, they're going to file this for us, and we're going to get it at the end of the process. And then they're also going to help us with the operating document. These are the two major things that we need from Busy, the EIN and the operating document. You can also have them do your banking resolution. So they're going to help you create bank accounts with Relay Finance or Mercury or stuff like that. But this is very easy. You can do it yourself. I prefer to do it myself, so I have more control. And of course, you're going to have online access to a dashboard, which I really like. But one thing I like about this setup, Busy, is that you can use this website to check what other states will look like if you want to open an LLC with them, if you're doing the research. So you can select any state, say select Texas. You can see, of course, I would never advise anybody to open a US LLC in Texas if you're not resident in that state, if you don't live in that state. So very expensive. Massachusetts is one of the most expensive at $520. These are just some of the states that you shouldn't consider creating an LLC in. And of course, there's Delaware that is quite popular, and I told you why you might want to use this, and you can see the prices as you select different states. Let's go back to our New Mexico and just get the process started. Once you select that, you select the $249 package, and then we can go on to provide the name of the person responsible for this order. Now, keep in mind that this is not the name of the person who owns the LLC. It's just the contact person, the person who is setting this whole thing up. So if you have a business where you have a manager or something, it's just the person who is organizing the whole thing or who's setting this up. So if you want to do this as a service, for instance, for people, you want to set up their LLC for them using Busy, you can put your name in here so that you can, it's just for internal purposes so that Busy can contact you when they have any issues or they want to speak with someone. But then it's not the owner of the company. I hope that makes sense. In the next step, you select if you want to fast track the process or you want to stick with the 3 weeks filing time. I'm fine with the 3 weeks filing time. So I'm going to select 3 weeks and then proceed to the next step. But of course, if you're pressed for time, you can pay $50 and have them fast track the whole thing for you. Now, this is where we start to enter in information about our LLC. Of course, you would have come up with a name for your LLC, but you want to come up with a unique name, because if the name is taken, then it will be difficult. In fact, it would not be possible for you to continue the process. You would have to choose a name that is unique or that is not too close to something that already exists or belongs to another LLC. I'm going to use my first name and my last name for this business, because that's the name of my website. It's the name I do business with as a singer-songwriter and music producer. In my music business, generally, I use my name. So I'm going to register this business with my name, but ideally you want to use your business name. Of course, I'm going to open another one with our business name, which is TheBrimFactor. But that one would most likely be a multi-member LLC, which we're going to talk about in other videos in this series. But for now, we're keeping it very simple. So I'm just going to use my name and create a single member LLC. I'm just going to enter my name there and select the LLC. I like to choose the LLC without any periods in between or any of these long names. Just keep it clean. So Francis Elozo LLC is what it's going to read, just like so. And then the next section is where you start to select the number of members, the members of the LLC. Is it one? Is it multiple? This is where you're going to set that up. But again, we're trying to keep this simple, and this is going to be the use case for most of you guys anyway. So we're just going to select one person here and then proceed to enter the purpose of our business. Okay, so for the purpose of the business, I'm just going to copy something I've already had before now, which is music, writing, recording, production, and digital media services. This is kind of summarizing everything that I do in my business. We move on to the next section there, which is tell us what industry your business is in. So in the next section, you select what you do. If you're a consultant, if you are into medicine or medical, whatever services, but I am in music. So I'm just going to enter music and then search for something that closely relates to my industry or what I do. And I think this one that says musical artist and independent artist, arts, entertainment and recreation, music groups and artists, it's fine. This is not super important, but you just want to get something that is really close to what you do. Now, we're moving on to the company address, and this is where you meet an upsell. You could end up spending a little bit more than what we already have, which is $249. Generally, yeah, it's recommended that you don't use your personal address. Even if you have an address or you have a friend or a friend of a friend or a family member who lives in the US and they're willing to give you their address to use for your business, it's not advisable for you to do this. You want to remain anonymous as much as you can, okay? So that's the reason why Busy offers a professional business address and virtual service, which costs $29 a month. So of course, we're going to do this for free. We're not going to pay this $29 because it's going to get really expensive really fast. So what I typically do is I use the services of companies like Hiroshi or Fly My Mall or one of these shipping companies that give you international addresses that you can use to check out when you're buying stuff on Amazon or eBay or any other US stores. I have videos on how you can create accounts with these platforms and use them to ship from Amazon to Nigeria if you want to check that out. Maybe the link to that will be in the description. But the reason why I'm bringing them up here is because we're going to use that address now, not to ship from Amazon, but to use them as our business address and save us this cost of $29 a month. And it's a win-win for us because if we get any mail, which is most likely not going to happen, it's very rare that you would get mails from the IRS anyways, but if you do, they want you to have a real address, not a PO box. Fly My Mall will send it from the US to us here in Nigeria, and then we can see what we can get our mail and see what it is about. So that's the reason why we are going to use them, and we're going to save ourselves the cost of paying $29 a month. And if you guys remember in the last video, I told you that New Mexico will be the best for you, and this is another reason why. So if we had gone on, I'm just going to quickly show you, if we had gone with Kentucky, you see that you are forced to provide a Kentucky address. You cannot provide any address outside the state of Kentucky. Okay, which is a huge disadvantage, and the reason why, even though Kentucky is one of the cheapest states, it will not work for you. Or it will work, of course, but you have to pay an extra amount to buy a Kentucky, or to pay for the services of a Kentucky address. But now if we go back to our new Mexico setup, you can see that we can select any address. So we're setting up in New Mexico, and the address I've gotten from Fly My Mall, like I told you, is actually in Delaware, but we can still use that to set up our business, and it saves you a lot of money. So New Mexico just makes it a lot easier for you to go through this process. Fly My Mall gives you a Delaware address. Hiroshi gives you Texas for free, but you have to pay for the Delaware address on Hiroshi, but whichever one works with New Mexico. So once we provide that information, we click on next, and we move on to the next stage, which is more upsells, premium service packages that I don't think we need. So they're telling you for expedited filing services, you pay $50, business contract templates, $150, domain name plus business email, which I already have a website and all of that. So I am going to pass on all of this so-called opportunities, and we're still at $249. Now, this is where we actually provide the name or the details of the members of this LLC. You know, remember the first name we provided was the person who was setting this whole thing up. So if the two people are different, the organizer and the member of the LLC are different, then of course you're going to enter different informations. But if they're the same person, you enter the same information. And you give the ownership of the as you want. If it's one person, of course, you're going to give that one person 100% ownership. So as this is my LLC, I'm keeping 100% ownership. And moving forward, they're letting us know that New Mexico requires an LLC to appoint a registered agent. Of course, we're getting that for free, but keep in mind that going forward, you're going to have to pay $119 every single year. You can always change your registered agent. If you find a cheaper service, there's some that goes as cheap as $35, but I have chosen, like I told you in the previous video, to go with Busy's $199. Even though I'm paying more, I just want everything to be consolidated. So yeah, I'm going to allow them to give me that service for free, and going forward, I'll pay $119. That's pretty much the biggest recurring fee you have to pay to keep your LLC open. Nothing else. Right now, we are going to go with Busy and click on next. And then we've come to the point where we're going to set up our EIN, which is one of the most, in fact, the most important thing in this whole setup. So of course, the EIN is what's going to identify you as a taxpayer, as an entity in the US. You want to select, yes, I am a foreign individual, and I don't have an SSN, I am not a citizen of the United States, and all of that. So we're just going to agree. And once we click on agree, we select our name again, provide our name and our last name, our first name and last name, and select one of our addresses. It could be your business address, or it could also be your personal address, any address that you want to provide. But this address is just for you to get your EIN. It's not going to be, it's not allowed to be a PO box. It will not be available to the public under any circumstance, so it doesn't really matter which one you provide. So I'm going to use my Fly My Mall address, just because if they're going to send that EIN, if there's anything, I know they're going to send it to me via email. Busy is going to have it on my dashboard, but if there's any physical documents or anything, I want it to go to the address, the Fly My Mall address, so that they can ship it to me here in Nigeria. Moving forward, we are getting close to the end of the process. They want to help us set up our banking resolution and all of that. But again, I don't like to have them do this. I want to do this myself, and I'm going to make videos showing you how to do this so that you have a little bit more control. And then we get onto this other section where they're asking for free consultation, tax strategy, a lot more upsells, which I'm going to say I'm not interested in at this time. And then we are going to proceed. Now we are 70% done. Again, they're identifying more licenses and things, upsells. Again, I'm going to say, no thanks. I will do the work myself. And some of the things that we need to know about, I'm going to let you guys know, like the BOI or any other forms you're going to need to file to stay compliant. I'm going to let you guys know in this series. But now we have gotten to the point where we can review everything. You can look at your addresses and make sure that you've selected the right category. You've selected the right business address and name. Everything is just on point. You want to just take your time to make sure that you have not made any mistake. Double check everything. And once you are done, you click on next. And this is where we make payment. And because this is not just a video where I am telling you and what I'm not doing, I'm going to proceed to complete payment because I'm taking you guys through the entire journey. Now I've just made the order, and yeah, you can see that I paid $249, And of course, I'm going to now show you my dashboard. To sign in, they're going to ask you to provide your email that you use to create your account, of course. And then you're going to click on send access code. And once you click on send access code, you go to your email and you're going to get a 4-digit code. And then you go back to Busy and you're going to enter that 4-digit code and you're going to get access to your dashboard like I have here. Now on my dashboard, I can look at everything. You can go through and see, because they're going to still keep upselling you things here, but you don't really need to look at those. You can see all the things that you purchased. Our EIN is included. If you want to dissolve your LLC, you can do all of that right on your dashboard. You can see your certificate of good standing. If you want to amend anything, foreign qualifications, your virtual address, everything is here. And this is the cool thing about New Mexico that I told you guys about. If you check your compliance, New Mexico LLCs are currently not required to file annual reports, which is just amazing. So there's absolutely nothing you need to do after you filed your LLC, apart from renewing your registered agent fee. And that's about it. That's all you need to do. You don't need to pay any other money. So yeah, if we go to our registered agent section, you can see that they have Busy have stated themselves as the registered agent, and this is the address that's going to be showing that's going to be given to the IRS for them to be able to contact your business. So Busy is our representative. Because of that, $119 we're going to be paying to them every single year. But if you want to change, if you want to add a new registered agent, or you want to change your current registered agent, like I told you guys, if you find a new service, you can use them for free. Then before it elapses, you can go and use one of these services. There's a New Mexico one. I'll leave the link to this guys in the description. I've not personally used this guys, but I've just did a research to find a cheap alternative, so that for those of you who may not want to pay the $119 like I've chosen to do, you can cut your annual spend down to $35 after you've paid the initial fee of $249 to set up your LLC. So every other year it will be $35 for you. So after this free service for 1 year of Busy, you can come down and change your registered agent to this guys. I'll leave the link again in the description. So you can go through your LLC formation thing, and this is where you get updates every single time. Anything they want to update you on, they're going to send all of that into your dashboard. The next thing I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how to fill your form SS4, which is the form that you need to submit to the IRS for you to have your EIN application process initiated. So of course, Busy is going to let you know. It takes about 2, maybe 3 days after your setup. In my case, I think it took 3 days after the whole thing that they sent me an email and said, yes, the thing has been set up. I've gotten my operating documents and everything. The last phase of the whole process is to get my EIN, and I have to sign the form SS4. And the cool thing is, on this form, you don't have to fill anything. You just need to provide your signature. So I'm going to click to provide my signature there. And as you can see, the whole process is done. If I click on pending issues, you can see foreign SS4 application signature. And if I click on resolve, you can see the foreign EIN application. All it needs is a signature. Okay, so when we go into that form, click on resolve there, go into the form, it loads up, and give it a second to load up. Yeah, all we have to do now is, you can read through the form, of course, but it's a template. Basically, it's going to be the same one that pretty much everyone who does this gets. So all you need to do is click to sign, and you can scribble your signature in. You can draw it in if you're confident that you can do it right. Well, yeah, just like so. You can just draw it in, clear it if you make any mistake, and just sign it there. But if you have it in picture format, you can use the second tab and upload your picture of your signature. And once you're done, you click on agree, and that's it. You've completed the form. And now all you need to do is wait for your EIN to be delivered to you. And of course, Busy again is going to let you know when that will be. But the thing is, this takes quite long. As at the time of making this video, it takes quite long. Previously, it used to be possible for you to have this done over on the IRS website. You were able to fax the IRS and let them have your signature, and then call them on the phone and everything. In less than a week or two, you will have your EIN. But it's faster for people who live in the US residents and US citizens. They get it pretty much the same day. Of course, that's the perks of being a US citizen. but before it used to be 2 weeks for non-US residents, but now it's even more tedious. And after you've done this, the next thing is, of course, for you to wait for your EIN. And once that comes in, you can start to create bank accounts. And shout out to any of you who have watched this video through to this point. If you've missed anything, you can go back and check out the parts where you've missed stuff. Or if you're creating this on the go, you can watch this video as you create your LLC. And then we can all wait for our EIN. But I'm going to keep building, of course, on this series. The next installment of videos will be me getting my EIN, sharing that good news with you, and then me opening my bank accounts. After we get the EIN, we're going to go crazy with our business. We're going to start setting up legal, legitimate PayPal accounts and Stripe. I'm going to show you how to get US bank accounts, you know, PayPal accounts that you can call support and you're not scared that they're going to block your account. Legitimately having all of these things, it's going to be a huge benefit to your business and my business. Thank you guys for watching up to this point in the video. Again, like the video, subscribe, be a part of the community and a part of the family, and leave a comment if you have any questions. I will try to answer every single one of them to the best of my knowledge. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.